Okay, here's problem number 5. Get it copied down. Solve for y. There, we've solved for it. Negative 5x, divide by 4. Because we divided by a positive, we do not flip the inequality. Negative 20 divided by 4 is negative 5. I think you guys are probably pretty good at that by now. Okay, now can you graph it? All right, folks, it's really important that you do the graphing first, then check your answers. If you're not making mistakes, then you're not learning, okay? Make sure you're doing the work first, then check your answers. If you haven't done the graphing yet, then you need to push pause and you need to graph it first, okay? If you've got the graphing, here it is. Down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From there we go down 5 over 4, or we could go up 5 back 4, either way. Slope is negative, equal to, so it's a solid line. Greater than, right? The alligator's eating the y, so this says y is greater than or equal to negative 5/4 x minus 5. All right, again, if you make mistakes, change it, fix it. All right. There's problem number 6. Get a copy down, solve for y. Okay, there's your answer. Did I remember to flip the inequality? Divide by negative 7. It was a less than, now it's a greater than. Bam. Okay, graph it. All right, I actually wanted to film myself graphing this one because I wanted to show you a few things. First of all, we know we got to start at 5, right? Well, the problem is there's just not enough space for me to go up 6 over 7. Okay, so what I'm going to really do is I'm going to go down 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, back 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And so a negative divided by a negative, you guys know that that's positive, right? So down and back is the same as up and over. So that was still positive, and you guys already know that. I just wanted to remind you of that. And then we have to have a solid line, right? All right. And so it's solid because it's equal. It's greater than, so we're shading above. All right, I hope you're getting the hang of it. We only have 2 problems left. There's problem number 7. Get it copied down, solve for y, graph it. Okay. Comes over to the other side, negative 8x. Well, we got a problem with that. That can't stay negative, right? Change the sign, change the sign, change the sign. Or what we're really doing there is we're dividing by negative 1. Okay, graph it. So I started down here at negative 7, up 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, over 1. Up 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, over 1. Right about there, right? Dotted line. Now, this one could be a little confusing because it says greater than. Well, man, it seems like that would be greater than on that side, right? But no. Remember, greater than's got to be on the roof, right? And this is a really steep roof, but still, greater than is going to be over here on this side. It's on top of the roof, even though that roof is really steep. So that's where your greater than is going to be. Now, let's say that you weren't really quite sure. We're going to plug a 0 in right here. Okay, we'll plug 0, 0 in and see what happens. So I'd say 0 is greater than negative 7. Is that true? Yeah, 0 is greater than negative 7. You'd rather owe me no money than owe me $7, right? So that's true. So then the side where the 0, 0 is, that's the side that should be shaded. So if you're ever not quite sure about which side should be shaded, you can always test the point 0, 0. If it makes it true, shade that side. If the point 0, 0 made it false, then you'd shade the other side. Okay, only one left. All right, so now this is a little bit different than anything we've been doing. This goes back to that very first problem that I gave at the beginning of this video. And this is also going to lead into what we're going to do next week. This will not be on the quiz tomorrow, okay? Actually, I might have one of these on the quiz, but I won't have both of them, okay? So what I want you to do, it's like, okay, now what the heck is he doing here? This is two different equations, all right? And I want you to graph them on the same graph, just like I did in the very first problem number 1 that we did. If you don't remember, rewind and go back to that, okay? But we're doing two different equations. Each equation only has one variable. You're putting them on the same graph, okay? You'll see where I'm headed with this. So we'll get back to this early next week. Okay. Okay, so I just wanted to show you this real quick. So it says y is less than or equal to 7, right? Well, here's our y-axis. Here's our x-axis. There is no x in this equation, so we know that the line's never going to cross the x-axis, right? So it has to be parallel. Okay, so then obviously it says shade, or it says less than. So that means we're going to shade below. So this is a graph of y is less than 7. Now, guys, tomorrow there is going to be one like this on the quiz, but it's only going to be one. Okay? I'm not going to have two equations at the same, okay? You're just going to have one like that. If it's a y equals, then it never runs into the, then it goes through the y-axis but not the x-axis. If it's an x equals, let's look at this real quick. So x equals -3, so on the x-axis I go back, 1, 2, 3, dotted line, right? Dotted line. Okay, and then it's going to be shading everything greater. All right, so I'm going to shade everything greater, so that's going to be this way. Okay, now we're actually going to talk a little bit more about this on Monday. We're going to start doing systems of linear inequalities. Systems means more than one, and what we're going to mention is, hey, we're looking for points that solve both equations. Well, in this case, what is less than -7 and greater than -3? It's anything out here in this region. Okay? But don't worry about that yet. We're going to talk about that next week. I just want to kind of introduce that you could actually have two equations on the same graph. And then where their graphs cross, that's the area that satisfies both equations. But that's for next week, and that will not be on the quiz tomorrow. Tomorrow you're just going to have one equation at a time.
As I was watching that video, I realized that I said a few different things. So the first thing is the quiz is going to be tomorrow. Today's Tuesday. I'm going to put the quiz out on Wednesday. And then that will be all that we'll have this week, okay? I do want you to take pictures of today's work. I know that I gave you all the answers. I know you could literally just copy it, but that's okay. I want to see that you did the work. So send me a picture. You're going to get graded on it. Okay, you're going to get graded on whether or not you send me the picture of all the work that you've done. And then I am going to give a quiz tomorrow, which is Wednesday, all right? And you won't get the answers on that. Okay, it's going to be a 5-question quiz. And so I really need you today to do the work, check your answer. Do the work, check your answer. I know I've said that 1,000 times, but you guys, if you don't do that, then you're not preparing yourself well for the quiz. Okay, the quiz is what really matters. All right, keep rolling, and I'm proud of you. We're going to do systems of linear equations, then we're going to do exponential functions, okay? It's all coming. It's all happening. You're doing pretty good, especially those of you that are actually doing the work. So keep it rolling. Peace.